Morning. You're alive. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a live commentary by myself. I'm doing the live commentary for the last MCU movie from last year and the last one from in theaters since the lockdown, and that is Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm going to watch the digital copy because I don't have the DVD and I don't have a Blu-ray player down here. So, yeah, this movie was awesome. It's one of the best films of 2019. It came out after Endgame, and we were all emotionally moved by that. So they made this one a lot lighter. It's more jokey and it's got really good effects and more colorful. And Tony Stark, even though he's gone, his presence is in the film a lot. So I'm going to be talking about this movie and see the digital copy. Let's get started. Here's the thing on Movies Anywhere. I'm going to watch it here because this movie is not on Disney Plus, so don't look for it. It's a Sony film first and then Disney, so it will never be on Disney Plus unless Disney buys Sony. So anyway, let's get started. Let's keep the volume low so that I don't get a copyright infringement because this movie, yeah, it's one of the best. 2 hours and 9 minutes, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, a great sequel. And hopefully the things go right. Josh, you can join me in the chat if you want. Sony, ugh. Let's keep it low. Yeah, this digital copy works fine. When I saw this in theaters, I was very, very, happy. But some of the people in the audience were just way too loud. Like there were some Asians surprisingly sitting behind me, talking throughout the entire film, like translating the movie. I'm like, if you don't understand English, don't go see a movie in English in the theater. Just don't. Especially this year. I'm going back to theaters in a couple of weeks. I need that. I need that exhilaration of a crowd. But here we go. We start in Mexico, ironically, and there were twists and turns in this movie I didn't see coming. So yeah, in Tenco, Mexico. Yeah, this is where you first see Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, who I think it was a great choice. I mean, we hadn't seen this villain before in any of the Spider-Man movies. We finally got him on the big screen. He looks great. The visual effects they do for him was robbed of an Oscar for best visuals. All the illusions he does is great. There's Maria Hill and Nick Fury. And there he is, yeah. Great effects. And then we get a first shot of the elementals, which are nice to see. You got earth, wind, fire, and water. Yeah. And this song, yeah, that's Whitney Houston song, Rest in Peace, Whitney Houston, was nice. Which caught me off guard. I'm like a Whitney Houston song in the beginning of an MCU, but yeah. I clapped in the theater because I clap for everything, guys. Let's face it, MCU, it runs in my blood. It's been a year since I've seen one of these in the theater, so you can imagine the withdrawal I've had since 2019. The only comic book movie I saw after this was Joker, and I love Joker, but that was because it was more like a film and less superhero-y. I skipped Birds of Prey because I don't care. Yeah, this is funny because some of these characters didn't die. Yep. Tony Stark, yep. Robert Downey Jr. always be Iron Man to me. No one will be. Captain die. He got old. Black Widow, we will see her again in November. So screw you, Corona. Vision and Wanda, we will see in WandaVision. So this is a great tribute, even though only like 2 of them died. Yeah. I clapped because I clap for everything, guys. I do. Oh, it's the guy from Transform Bumblebee. I knew I've seen him before. Yeah, I didn't care for him in Bumblebee. Jorge, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah. And Betty Brant, she looks like she's 12 here, guys. This is the same character from the Sam Raimi movies, played by Elizabeth Banks, which, by the way, I'm over hating her because, Woke Angels was a year ago, guys. I'm over it. Oh, this is the blip, what happened after Infinity War and Endgame. She's not even American. She looks like Gracie Ziani. She's there's a why are there Australian actors in the Spider-Man movie? That doesn't make any sense, mate. It doesn't. And don't worry, I don't have any Australian uh fans on Facebook. I don't have any friends from there. I have friends from the UK, well, one, and a couple of friends from Canada, and of course from America, but mostly from the South. But yeah, this movie was awesome. What they did was they made the first movie. They added some new characters. There's some there's some humor that works, and there's some that doesn't. But I'll get to that. And Tom Holland, like I said, this is the best role he's done. I didn't care for Onward because I don't like the animation. I think it looks really weird. It doesn't look cute and colorful. And also, I skipped Doolittle because I don't want to see uh, CGI animals and Robert Downey Jr. doing a weird accent. There's Ned. Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him too. I'm glad they gave him a sidekick that's not Harry Osborn, so it's different. See, you can do the same character but do it different. Not like Andrew Garfield's version where all we got was emo Peter on a freaking motor on a bicycle on a freaking what's it called, a skateboard, and he's pining for Gwen and he's stalking her, which is and that's not sweet. That's creepy. And here we got MJ, but it's not Mary Jane. It's what's to call it, Michelle Jones. So it's different. And in the first one, you had Liz Allen, which yeah, it's a Peter Parker that likes black girls. It's not woke. It's something different. There's Zendaya. Yeah, Zendaya's always nice to see. And this one they go to Europe, which is nice. It's a different location. So it's not. It's basically Spider-Man goes around the world, which is different. Again, it's not the first movie again, and this one is not Iron Man Jr. like they called Homecoming. I don't get that either. He's in his own path in this one. And no one's on the chat. But when this video is uploaded, please leave your comments in the section, in the comment section. I love this movie, guys, because Endgame it drained me. My emotions were very running very high. I was very hyped. I loved everything that was in the movie nearly, except some filler. And yeah, and when it was over, I clapped, of course, because I love these movies so much. There's the Iron Spider costume, and there's the hottest Aunt May ever, Marissa Tomei, Oscar-winning actress, by the way. Yeah, I was gonna do this yesterday, but I was really tired, and I did a lot of work, so I'm going to do it now. Of this movie, 1 year anniversary of this film. And if you don't own this film, get it because it's worth your time. And if you haven't seen this film, go watch it. You won't be able to watch it on Disney Plus, like I said. You can watch this on, I think, on Hulu and on YouTube if you have the money. I think it's on Google Play. But yeah, why are you going to have an MCU catalog that's missing on Disney Plus? You'll have all the Iron Man movies, all the Thor movies, all the Avengers films, but you don't have the Spider-Man movies or Incredible Hulk? Yeah, I hate rights. Rights are a waste of freaking time, man. There's John Favreau. Thank you so much for giving us The Mandalorian. That's the big middle finger to Kathleen Kennedy saying, yes, we can make Star Wars awesome again on TV. Well, a web series. And it has characters I liked. You know why this movie was better received than The Rise of Skywalker? I know, he hated these movies since the beginning. Hear me out before you go in the comments and say you're a fake. This movie left me with some answers. They left me with a zinger that none of the new Star Wars movies could ever do. And they do things in this movie. It's not a MacGuffin movie. This is a movie that has a plot that goes in different directions, but it goes in one path. It doesn't go in 14 different locations. Yeah, that's why this sequel worked. And it's shorter. It's not 2 hours and 25 minutes. This movie's 2 hours and 9 minutes. It goes by quick. I don't feel anything. And the lead character is not a Mary Sue or a Gary Stu. It's a character that is flawed, that gets hurt a lot, that's vulnerable. We don't get any vulnerability with the hobo. She's a false messiah that can do everything and it has no flaws. Again, Suck on my nutsack, Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to tell a story. Mandalorian did, and so did this movie, because that's why people loved it. People came in droves when this movie came out last year. I saw it on a Tuesday night, packed theater, no freaking Corona mask. Everybody was cheering when it was over. The zinger got everybody by surprise. It's the best zinger, in my opinion, since the first Iron Man, where he's like, when he sees Nick Fury, he's like, who the hell are you? Nick Fury. I came to talk about the Avenger Initiative. Everybody was clapping at the end. I don't think DC has done that yet. They haven't given me a zinger that's like, whoa, I want to see what's happening next. No, even Sonic gave us a great zinger this year. Hopefully, Sonic's sequel gets made. And here's the first sign of Tony. Even though he's dead, his essence is everywhere in this movie. Everywhere. Mm-hmm. There it is. Yep, a mural. It's right here on the box. It's a great scene. It's like, oh, Iron Man's dead. I don't know what to do. And they mention Tony Stark a lot in this movie, which is great. When Han died at the end of The Force Awakens, they never mentioned him again. It's like Luke says, "Where's Han?" and that's it. They never gave him a funeral. That he's never mentioned again. Then in Rise, they give him a stupid cameo that was a little bit. You're way, way, way too late. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. It's called the Spider Sense. Can you please say it right in the next movie? Peter Tingle sounds like he has to piss, and yeah. Yeah, you do need a break, Tom Holland. Stop doing 14 franchises with the same accent you do in everything, except Doolittle. He uses his real accent, the movie bombs. Just like Baenga. He did Pacific Rim Uprising, the movie was a failure. Maybe you Brits shouldn't do your own accent unless you know that it's going to be surefire. It's one of the reasons I hate the hobo so much. She never changes her accent. She's the same freaking bland cracker I've seen in everything, and I'm like, I'm sick of her. Thank God that she's no longer going to be in films for a while. I need that. Trust me, guys. You don't know the damage she did to my brain before Corona hit. Yeah. Oh, get over it. I will. A year from now, I'll be fully recovered. This world won't be suffering from this disease anymore, hopefully, and we'll move on. Because God, oh, there's what's his name? Flash. I like this actor. He looks like one of my good friends, my childhood friends when I was a kid. Yeah. I know I haven't been laughing a lot. It's just that, yeah, there's that Australian Asian kid. How does that work? I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to offend people. But yeah. Did they film this movie in Australia or something like the Power Rangers movie? I don't know. I like that line at the end when they're coming together like the Power Rangers. I love that scene. We'll get to that. We're only about we're about 11 minutes in, so yeah. Because I don't want to see chaos walking. It's not Tom Holland. It's the fact that he's working with that forbidden fruit. Yeah, and I don't want to see her again. I don't want to see her act again. Because trust me, guys, that would kill me. That would kill me faster than Corona. That's why I skipped Rise in the theater last year. I was sick, and I didn't want to get a seizure. Yeah, that Force Awakens affected me psychologically. It psychologically damaged me for a while. I'm barely recovering from it now. And no, I'm not doing a live commentary for it, so forget about it, guys. I refuse. I refuse to touch that movie ever again unless it's Riff Tracks Live because they rip everything apart, and it's great to see them do that. This teacher was in the first movie. He was the teacher that went with them to the triathlon, I think, the decathlon when they were going to Washington, D.C. Yeah, it's the same guy. And trust me, I needed these characters again. I missed them after 3 years or 2.5 years. Ned only made a cameo in Infinity War. She looks like she's 12, guys. Can you please cast people that don't look like they're little kids? I mean, granted, some of them look like they're in their 20s, but the Asian guy looks like he's 30. He doesn't look like he's a high school student. Can they graduate from high school in the next movie so we could get Miles? That's what I want in the next movie, guys. Miles Morales, black Latino Spider-Man in the MCU. Cast him right. Do not cast John Boyega because you're going to ruin it if you do. I don't want to be reminded of those failures. Never again. I know Oscar Isaac is in Dune. You don't have to tell me that in the comments. I know he's in Dune, but that movie is going to be awesome. See, there's Tony again. Heat of Iron. Let me keep it low. I don't want to get a copyright infringement. Let me get something to eat. Hold on. Yeah, this movie, like, it did a lot of things right. It's a lighter film. It's like when Ant-Man and the Wasp came out. I don't get the hate for that movie. I just did a commentary with my good friend Josh on that, and it's still a good movie. It was lighter than Infinity War. It had to be. People were emotionally drained when they saw the snap, and people disappeared. Venice, Italy. Yeah. And to be honest, Tom Holland looks like a young Christian Bale without the facial hair. Tevia, how's your day? I'm doing fine, Tevia. I'm watching Spider-Man Far From Home digitally because I don't have the DVD. These 4Ks, I don't know the difference. The resolution looks the same to me. I've seen them in Best Buy, and I don't know the difference. This should come with a DVD. It says Blu-ray and digital, but there's no DVD. Do they think DVD is dead? It's not. When I went to Best Buy a couple days ago, there was one copy of Peppermint on Blu-ray. No copies of it on DVD because, see, people want to stay home and watch stuff that's interesting. Oh, I forgot this. Yeah, his costume. There's Tony again. Yep. Tony is everywhere in this movie. And by the way, Tevia, did you see this in theaters? I did. I know Josh didn't because he hasn't gone to the theater in over a decade. I'm like, please go to the theater again, Josh. Please go back. When you watch this, go back to theaters. There's nothing like it. If you miss Wonder Woman in the theater, 1984, you're going to miss out on a huge experience. I bet that movie's going to make $1 billion after waiting so long. You know, it was supposed to be out already, but Corona had to destroy everything. But I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still in my man cave, and I'm still going to give you a podcast, even though there's no electricity in my room. How am I doing this? Oh yeah, by the way, I think I should plug myself in. Hold on. There. Need some water too. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, they're in Venice, Italy. This black guy is JB Smooth. You may remember him from he was the voice of one of the Smurfs in Smurfs 2. He's a funny actor. These European locations are very beautiful, I might add. Ooh, a low blow. You know what else I like about the MCU movies? They look good. When I saw Suicide Squad, I'm like, this CGI looks terrible, and a lot of the actors just not bringing it, and it just has horrible dialogue. At least these movies, the Marvel movies, they make you feel something. They make you laugh, they make you cry, or they make you just say, ah. People love these movies. This is the first Spider-Man movie to make $1 billion worldwide. Yes, not even the Sam Raimi movies did that. The closest was what? The first one or the third one? There's a reason for that. People were invested because this was the prologue to Endgame. That's a beautiful necklace. It looks like Elsa's necklace in Frozen. That was another sequel that people loved. Don't listen to the critics. They don't know what they're talking about. They just want to, if it's not as good as the first one, they always want to put it down. This is a great sequel, guys. Amazing Spider-Man 2, this was not. That was a piece of garbage. Yeah, a Peter Parker that likes black girls. Hey, I'm all for that. That's my taste. I'm all for interracial marriages and all that, guys. Black Lives Matter, yeah, and so do interracial couples. That also matters to me. Mixed babies are so cute. Trust me, I know. I would love to see Miles. He's mixed race. I want to see him in the MCU. He's going to be in the PS5 game in a few years. I gotta go see you later, and I also agree this movie is really good. Yeah, thanks for joining, Tavia. You're the first person to leave a comment here. Take it easy. This will be uploaded to YouTube in a few hours, so give me time. I just don't want. I want to do this because this is the last MCU movie that came out last year. So after this, we got nothing from Marvel until we got the announcement of the Disney Plus shows, which are going to come out either this year or next year. I think Winter Soldier and Falcon is going to come out probably by December. This is the first Elemental. It's cool. It's like the like Avatar, the Last Airbender, the Elemental or the Elemental Mass in Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex. And Peter's mostly in his, as Peter Parker. He is Spider-Man in the movie, but he does it in increments. He's not just using the suit for the first time like in Homecoming. I wonder what the next one's going to be called. They need to have the word home in it because the word home is in all of these films. Maybe comes home or I'm home or home again or something like that. Use it. Use your brains, Marvel. Come up with a great title. Don't pull any Rise of Skywalker BS with this one. I miss Holland as Spider-Man. That's awesome. That stunt that they did, really good stuff. This movie it's the last one I saw, and I'm glad that it went on a high note. Best zinger ever. The first zinger. The second zinger is okay. It's basically setting up Captain Marvel 2. And I do not want to hear it in the comments. I don't want to hear it. Don't you dare. You haters, stay the hell away. I loved Captain Marvel. That was the first MCU movie of last year. I love Brie Larson. I think she's gorgeous. I subscribe to her YouTube channel. Josh Russell. Hey, John. I hope you're having an awesome day. And I want to let you know it's a great sequel to Spider Homecoming. It is, and they had a different villain. They didn't put Electro again. They didn't put Doc Ock. They did different villains. Spidey has a lot of villains, guys. There's Rhino. There's Scorpion. There's Hydro Man. There's also whatchamacallit, Black Cat. We haven't seen her in the MCU yet. No, Amazing Spider-Man 2 doesn't count. And this music is awesome. Dun, 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 dun. This is the sequel we deserved 6 years ago when Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. That black kid in the group, I thought that was Miles, but I'm like, no, they saved him because they didn't cast him yet. So I think they did cast him, but they cut him out of the film because the movie was too overstuffed with new characters that they added. These effects are great, man. And they're effects that don't take me out of the movie. You know how some films have too much CG and it looks like a video game? This wasn't one of those films. Avatar, that's the biggest problem I had with the movie, besides that the story was cliche. The film has way too much CG. It's 10% people and 90% CGI animals and dragons and dinosaurs and freaking horses and dogs and Navi people. It looked like a video game, guys. I don't want to see more of that. Screw your Avatar sequels, James Cameron. I don't need 3 hours of your pretentious humans are bad, Navi good for 3 hours. I don't need any more of that. Mm-mm. No. Too little, too late. You waited over a decade, people don't care. Now that we know that you can get sick in the theater, people are going to be very selective when they go back to theaters. Like me. The first movie I'm seeing in theaters is Unhinged. It's the only thing they're going to have the balls to release. And Wonder Woman doesn't come out till October, so I got plenty of time. And this fight scene is cool. And by the way, I already knew Mysterio was the villain. I wasn't shocked when he turned on Peter. I'm like, when's he gonna do it? When's he gonna do it? And he does it in the bar scene. hmm Yeah, I knew it because I'm like, I saw him in the cartoon, and I knew it was the Miles Morales Spider-Man 5 PS5 game is gonna be awesome. I love Marvel Spider-Man 4 on the PS4. You still need to get the PS4. Yeah, I know. I want to. I was supposed to get a job this summer, but the freaking coronavirus closed all the office buildings, so I wasn't able to finish my application for get a census taker job. But hey, I'm still looking. I'm still here. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, I can do monetization. So yeah. By the way, which is which is yeah. He got some nice delivery. At least JB Smooth makes me laugh in the movie. He's not obnoxious like Kevin Hart. And I saw, yes, I did see the Mandalorian, the gallery on Disney Plus. Favreau, you could tell that it was his passion project. George Lucas actually was on set of that. So suck it, Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, she was in it, but briefly. And did I mention that Marissa Tomei looks hot in those jeans? Yeah, she's in her 50s and still looks like she's 35. And now we know why Flash is like this, because his parents aren't there to pick him up at the end of the movie. Spoilers, yeah, this is going to contain spoilers. Mysterio, yeah. They call him his comic book name. It was good to hear that on the big screen. Because what worked about this villain is that he's not a cartoon. Electro was a total cartoon. He loves Spider-Man, then he hates him. At least with Mysterio, he tries to be Peter's friend, but he's like, no, you don't want to be a part of this. And he tricks him. See? Perfect motivation. Zendaya is also going to be in Dune, so I'm very happy about that. Yeah. And by the way, yeah, this is when he gets shot with the dart. Yeah. This is when the movie introduces the multiverse, which I'm very interested in. It leads up to Doctor Strange's next movie, Multiverse of Madness, and also WandaVision and all this other stuff. Yeah. See the funeral. Continuity. It's not a suggestion. It's required for everything, guys. Keep continuity. That's like if you see the sequel to Suicide Squad, they never mention Joker again or Deadshot or anybody else. They said, oh, no, they went on a mission somewhere else. Yeah, you can't fool me. Just keep continuity, DC. You can do this. Marvel does it all the time. That's why their cinematic universe worked and yours didn't at first. And why the Dark Universe failed. That's why the Scoob tried to do the same thing. Like, we can't make a Scooby-Doo movie. Let's make it a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Stop. Stop trying to be Marvel. You can't do it better. Sorry. At least from DC, they decided to do their individual movies first and then do a crossover. That's how it works. That's how it works. Set up the first characters, get them together in a way that makes sense, and then you can do your cinematic universe. They didn't do Iron Man and then the second movie was Avengers. No, they had to wait a while. Here's the thing, Peter. Close the door. Yeah, exactly. Nick, why don't you take him to another location? It's like me when I'm trying to play a video game. I don't like to be distracted. There's Peter in the costume. It takes about 30 minutes, but to be fair, it was in the iron suit earlier, so we're going to attend on a funeral. Winkety wink wink. Foreshadowing. And Star Wars, it means the original, not the Disney pussified versions that pissed me off so much. And you guys know it. Watch my channel, you'll see what the rants I did on Rogue One and Force Awakens. My opinion still stands on that. And Solo, which I was so bored and it was so dark I couldn't see a thing. Hello, Cody Smulders. Dmitri, a Russian guy who doesn't really do much in the film. He's only in like a few scenes, I think. There he is. This reminded me of the second Spider-Man movie with Sam Raimi, where Doc Ock and Peter are friends and then they become enemies. That works, but when it's done right. Not in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he saves, Electro's life, and he's like, you're Spider-Man. I'm a nobody. You're somebody, and he combs his hair and all that. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's a cartoon. He saves his life and he's in love with him. That made no freaking sense. Yeah, and people said that. Yeah, every franchise doesn't need to have a cinematic universe. It doesn't. DC learned their lesson, and they're not doing a Justice League movie until Flash's movie is made and Cyborg or whatever. They're going to put them together and another Shazam movie. We don't need everything to connect. If it doesn't work, just do it individually. Joker worked because it wasn't setting up a universe. Yeah, it's the same problem I had with Hellboy and the Mummy. Yeah, the Mummy 2017. Yes, stop make an individual movie first. Homecoming wasn't a world building movie. It was trying to set up Spidey in the MCU by himself with Tony's help a little bit, and then they were setting up him in Infinity War and Endgame. We're about 32 minutes in, and I'm not even bored. Quentin Beck, yeah. And it was good to see uh, Jake Gyllenhaal in the comic book movie. We hadn't seen that. We saw his sister in The Dark Knight. So Because the thing is that with the Mummy, it was trying to be four movies in one: a horror film, a comedy, an action film, and a world building movie. Didn't work. Yeah, don't invoke her name because then the haters are going to be in the comment section bitching about, oh, she's just Ray with blonde hair. Yeah, screw you. In the comics, she's like that. She's OP already. But they're going to give her more explanation in the sequels why she has so much power. Since Disney is keeping Deadpool R, do you think they should make a Wolverine R-rated movie? No, they already did that. Wolverine Wolf Spawner. It's called Logan. They're not going to top that. All I want is Wolverine with a freaking mask. Give him the mask, give him the claws, let him say bub a lot, let him have his yellow outfit. It's going to work. Marvel already did tons of characters, as you can see, with color. I don't want the X-Men with their dark costumes from the 2000 movie. I'm going to do a live commentary for that too. Because that movie works because it wasn't world building at the time. We need the X-Men with color. After Dark Phoenix, we have to get far away from the dark, gritty shit and just go right into the colors. Don't make it like Batman and Robin. Just learn from Shazam. That movie had tons of color and it worked. You don't have dark, gritty Shazam with no smile and no energy. No, it worked because it was light. The X-Men needs to be light. There's no way to go but up. I don't care about New Mutants. I'm not going to watch it this summer. Screw New Mutants. That's the past. We're living in the present now. That movie was supposed to come out 3.5 years ago. What took you so long, Fox? What took you so long? Huh? Where are your excuses? Oh, but Marvel bought us out. Disney bought us out. That was 2 years later. You were just afraid the movie was going to bomb. Luckily, Spiderman PS4 fixed that problem. Both Electro and Doc Doc were in the game. Yeah, because it has good writers. This is Eastern Alps in Austria, where Arnold Schwarzenegger lives. It's a beautiful looking movie. Like the director of this movie, what's his name? Uh, what was it? John Watts? Yeah, I can't read it because this Blu-ray has a black box and I can't see the writing as much. Oh, this is the scene where Peter gets the glasses. Yeah, because he wore glasses in the other films and the Sam Raimi movies and the Andrew Garfield films. I think those are the glasses from Civil War. Yeah. Again, continuity, guys. Continuity. Edith, yeah. The first movie had Karen, Jennifer Connelly's gorgeous voice. She's going to be at Comic Con this year. I hope I get to see her because she's always been one of my crushes when I was a kid. The first thing I saw her in was Rocketeer, and what a beautiful lady, man. It stuns me when I see an actress that I saw when I was a kid in person when they're older, and I'm like, wow, this woman was a part of my life, even though it was in my only on my TV or my films. I just hope they don't give Wolverine a lot of spotlight. They should no Wolverine should be a secondary character. Cyclops or Storm needs to be the leader of the X-Men. Don't make them emo. Give them the accent. Give them the costumes. Make them do things. Don't kill them off screen like you did in X-Men: The Last Stand and Dark Phoenix. No, none of that. Do something different. You can make an X-Men movie like the Avengers. Just give them color. They should give the other X-Men, especially Cyclops, who I feel is underrated because of Wolverine, even though Wolverine is my favorite. Here's the thing. Recast Wolverine. Do not bring Hugh Jackman into the MCU. We don't need him unless he's going to play a villain in another movie. Make sure that he's short. I don't want a 6'5" Wolverine this time. Give him the mask. That's all I want. I don't care if he does the Christian Bale voice like in the cartoon. Just make him look like in the comics, guys. But that's not going to work. Yes, it will. After Dark Phoenix, Wolverine wasn't in that movie. That's why it bombed, among other problems. My friend Josh knows that. Yeah. Oh, this is the scene with the Russian girl. Yeah, it's like, take your pants off. I think she's Russian or German or something like that. Yeah. Take off your clothes. Don't worry, this isn't 50 Shades of Grey or 365 Days, which, no, I'm not watching that. I have my dignity. Later tonight, I'm gonna watch the Hamilton play on Disney Plus. This scene is so laughable. Like he's taking his pants off in front of a grown woman. No, this is not what it looks like. And why does everybody have a phone in this movie? Like they're just using their phones. Like I'm sick of that, to be honest. So people need to put their phones away. When I go to the theater at the end of July, put your damn phones away. Shut it off. I don't want to see your phones. You don't need to live stream in the theater. You can take pictures in the lobby with the posters or standees. That's fine. And also, if you do a Power Rangers movie again, Hasbro, don't cast a bunch of foreigners. It's not going to work. The last one had like four of them, and they all sucked. The only one I liked was Billy, played by R.J. Seiler. He was the only good actor I liked. I didn't like Becky G. She's a singer, not an actress. The Asian guy I thought was stupid in the movie. I hated Doc Reed Montgomery as Jason, and Naomi Scott. The less I say about her, the better. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is the scene with the drones that are going to shoot him. Is he a Target? Yeah. I've been to Target. I haven't been to Target in a while. He's a Target, yeah. Strike. They want to shoot this guy. I'm like, yeah. Again, you know why Hellboy failed last year? Because instead of doing one movie to make up for not having a Hellboy 3, they just copied Deadpool and put a bunch of profanities in there and violence that's meaningless, and they try to world build with sequel bait endings and too many characters. Again, guys, this movie did it better. Sorry, hate to burst your bubble. David Harbour, it's not his fault. He was good in Extraction for a small part. he bitch slapped Flash right in the face. Oh my god. Yeah, nobody saw that. Peter went like this, and nobody saw that. Wow, these people must be blind, man. I noticed that. Yeah, that I've seen watching this movie again. Why is it? Why does Peter have why he does this and people and he's in front of somebody and they don't see that? The only one who knows who Spider-Man is his best friend Ned. That's cool. And see, he makes mistakes. That's something the hobo never did. When are people going to realize that a comic book movie is not going to work if there's no American or Canadian actors? It's not going to work, guys. I'm sorry. It's not going to work because that's why New Mutants won't get pushed. It got pushed for 3.5 years, not because of Corona, because that's just an excuse now. It is coming out in August, but I'm like, just release it, guys. If it bombs, we're going to get over it. We got the X-Men in the MCU in a few years, so we will survive. I've been 4.5 months in the house. I've gone out a couple of times, but I'm still here. Oh, this is isn't this in Germany? Yeah, this is a nice place. This is the opera house where they go see a play. Oh, I think that's Prague. It's one of those places. Yeah, it's close enough. Oh, this is the black suit. Yeah, it looks like the symbiote suit, but with it's basically like a bandit suit. I call it, or what's his name? Uh, Night Monkey. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, this movie's long, but it's not too long. Wolverine doesn't need the spotlight in the MCU because I'm like, you just need to have him do things but be a side character. You can make him a secondary character and still be memorable. Just saying, guys. Because you'd be surprised in Black Panther, it wasn't just about him. His sister was a big part of the movie, and Lupita Nyong'o, and also the other Wakandans. They were memorable. That's why they were in Infinity War and Endgame. Okoye, again, side characters that worked. They didn't steal the spotlight from T'Challa. It's still his movie. Yeah, there's a lot of speeches, but again, guys, this is a comic book movie. There's going to be dialogue. You're not going to have 2 hours of action, throttle action. You have to have some conversations. It's what's in the comics. I know I have a lot of Spider-Man comics, and there's a lot of dialogue. But the talking is not pointless if it's leading to something. Exactly. Foreshadowing. Yeah, I'm glad that Tom Holland's in the MCU, but stop trying to make him Peter Parker and everything. And Spies in Disguise, that flopped, guys. Doolittle, he used his normal accent, but he was a dog with glasses. Yeah, that didn't work. And then in Onward, he does the same accent and doing voice acting. I'm like, with Chris Pratt, I'm like, they only put them in that movie because they're in the MCU. But it did not equal box office dollars because of coronavirus and because people weren't interested. Sorry. It was on Disney Plus a month later and people watched it there. Safer, and they could skip the boring parts. Like the part with the freaking gay character that was not needed in a Pixar movie. Yeah, screw you, Disney, for that. You're pandering. These movies don't need gay characters to be interesting. That's why Batwoman failed and you lost your lead in DC in the Arrowverse because nobody wants an openly gay character as a main character, gay, lesbian, or whatever. Just we're not ready for that. What's next? Openly gay president of the United States? Oh hell no! After Trump, yeah, I don't want this to be political. So just no, we'll just keep the politics out of this podcast. Four hours. 4 hours, really. That's almost as long as Gone with the Wind. Yeah, that's how the theaters are going to be completely empty. When I go back, it's going to be 50% capacity. That means only half of the seats are going to be full. Hey, I'd rather have two people than 200 people talking on their cell phones or speaking in another language, which is not needed, guys. If I'm watching a movie in English, just shut the fuck up, please. I've heard enough foreign languages at home. I don't need to hear any more. It's not culturally sensitive. It's just really stupid. I'm not a linguist. I don't care. You look pretty too. See, that's what happens when you have to juggle two lives. Kind of like Peter did in Spider-Man 2, where he had to, he had a job and then he lost it because he was Spider-Man, and and then he had to take pictures for for J. Jonah Jameson and all this. Yeah, it's hard to juggle two lives. It really is. It's hard to be a YouTube user here and then have a life outside of it. It is hard, guys. Trust me. Yeah, screw you too, mate. Screw you too. The best actor from Australia in the MCU is Chris Hemsworth. Excuse me. He's amazing because his manly voice is good in everything he's in, even when the movie's not the greatest. And plus, that opera was going to be canceled because of the fighting. That's a cool looking costume. And we won't see Deadpool in the MCU because he's too violent, and F-bombs and killing people is not going to be part of the MCU. It's just going to be a separate part of Marvel. And yeah, these are what the discs look like. Awesome, right? That's the suit that he's wearing now, the black suit. Because I don't really need the 4K. If I never get a 4K player, I'm fine. I really do want to get one only because my Blu-ray player is old and it doesn't play certain discs. So. This is the fire elemental. We just saw the earth in the beginning. We saw the water at Venice, Italy, and now we got this one. This is awesome. It was good to see Peter finding something different instead of just a bunch of henchmen or aliens or whatever. It's something different. Because this was money well spent on the effects and the characters and the locations. It worked. A European Nick ripoff version. No, that's what they did in Japan when they did like a Japanese Spider-Man. I never saw that show, by the way. Night Monkey, yuck! Night Monkey. No, he looks more like the Venom suit, but if Venom was a bandit instead of I don't want to see Venom in the MCU. I'm sorry, guys. I hated Venom with E.T. photoed aliens. Yeah, you Tom Hardy, you're a disgrace. I mean, you did that, and then you did that embarrassing Al Capone movie. Yeah, who's the joke now, huh? Tom Holland may have done some bad films like Doolittle, but he didn't embarrass himself wearing a diaper and doing voices like this. No, he didn't do that. Stupid. I hated Venom. I'm glad it got pushed to 2021. Venom 2. I hated the first one. I want nothing to do with the sequel. End of story. When it's a Sony produced movie without Marvel, without Disney, nothing to do with it. I don't want to see Morbius. I don't care. Sony by themselves suck. They make great game systems. They make great electronic devices. But when they do their own stuff like Ghostbusters, oh my God, I want nothing to do with that. Night Monkey. I'm doing another podcast with my friend Josh tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Can't wait for that, man. I really, really enjoyed that movie. I'm going to be gushing all about Rebecca Ferguson in a couple of in another day. And also, yeah, watch it. It's on 4th of July, so it'll be like 1:45 p.m. and we'll be streaming live. Night Monkey. And see, a comic book movie can have action, but it has to fit. I don't want it heavily edited. I don't want the camera shaking. I don't want jump cuts. I don't want bad CGI where like in Suicide. Tell me that this doesn't look better than Suicide Squad. I can't show it because I don't want any copyright infringement for the footage. I said yeah, it looks better. The end fight of Suicide Squad looked like a bad cartoon. This and the freaking Incubus or whatever, that turns in, Pyro, Diablo turns into a freaking soldier. We didn't even know he could do that. It was stupid. That made no freaking sense. It's all an illusion. They think that it's real. Why do you think that the monster just disappears? I knew there was something up. Beck. It's Quentin Beck. Yeah. The costume looks great, by the way. To the Mysterio costume, it looks really good. They only show his face a lot because, again, when it's a high paid actor, they have to show his face a lot. Actually, no, no. There's one more. There's I think it's a wind monster at the end in London at the end of the movie, but we'll get to that. And people were clapping, especially at the end when Spidey is fighting all those drones in London. We'll get to that in another uh, 40 or 50 minutes. Would you love to see Wolverine in the brown costume in the MCU? As long as he's wearing his mask, yes. As long as he looks nothing like Hugh Jackman, that's what I want. I don't want a Hugh Jackman knockoff. I want the comic book Wolverine. We can do it. If the MCU can do it, and even some of the DCU movies like Wonder Woman and Shazam, they embrace the source material. You can do it. Granted, Wonder Woman doesn't fly, but maybe we'll get to that in 1984. And Shazam, it looked just like in the comics. It looked. Yes, his name is also Captain Marvel. I know. Before we had this Captain Marvel, we had Shazam, The Adventures of Captain Marvel. So the only reason DC won't use that name is because, again, Marvel will be knocking on their door saying, "Hey, you're copyright infringing us." Everything is about rights, even though we have rights. In America, we have rights. Got the Bill of Rights. But again, I don't want to get political. So here's the scene. Yeah. I got you, Spidey. I fooled you. And I'm like, yeah, again, I knew it was coming, guys. It's about an hour into the movie. Even though Tom Holland is over 21, he could have drank in this movie. But I don't want him to be like Daniel Radcliffe because he was drunk during the last couple of Harry Potter movies. Because, again, he did the movies for most of his childhood. See, they mentioned Tony Stark a lot in this movie. He didn't die, guys. His body is gone, but his spirit is still out there and is still in the MCU. And I bet, and yes, he's going to make a cameo on Black Widow. Hopefully, that's a well-deserved cameo. But like I said, I'm only watching that for Scarlet. Don't care about Pug Face. I don't care about Rachel Weisz. Don't care. David Harbour looks cool, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he's not underused. Yeah, he gives the glasses to Mysterio. Again, he made a big mistake. Yeah. It's ironic because Jake Gyllenhaal worked with Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain, but it doesn't interest me, guys. The acting is not the problem in that movie. It's just the context. Yeah. But again, I'm not going to get political here. Just they always cast the villains well in these movies. You know, you had Kurt Russell in Guardians 2. You had Josh Brolin killed it as both Cable and Thanos in both Deadpool 2 and Infinity War and Endgame. And then they had Michael Keaton was the best villain. Like so far, he's one of the best actors in the MCU as a villain, as Vulture. Vulture could have been a laughable character, and Keaton made it work. That's one thing that was missing in this movie compared to the first one. That Mysterio's a good villain, but I preferred Vulture in the first one because he was so menacing and he almost killed Spidey. I mean, he buried him in rubble. That doesn't happen in this movie. Yeah, it's your choice. You made a bad choice, Peter. Don't trust the villain in the next movie. Trust me. Everybody already knows who you are, but we'll get to that. And Miles, if they put him in the MCU, this is the perfect opportunity. Strike while the iron is hot because you want to have Miles there. That way, if Tom Holland is gone, you have him to take over the franchise. It makes sense. It's a perfect transitional phase because his animated movie was good. Into the Spider-Verse, good movie. Good freaking movie. I just don't care for the flashy effects at the end of the movie. You know, the flashy animation gave me a headache, and I don't suffer from seizures. It's a little bit too epileptic, if you know what I mean. Hopefully, the sequel will fix that. And Into the Spider-Verse 2. Don't put flashy pink, lights in my face. I hate that. I hate strobe lights. I can't stand them. That's why I don't want to see Rise of Skywalker. Here it comes. Those people aren't real. Yep, they're all an illusion. This is the I'm gonna fool Peter phase. It's not stupid, Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, like I said, Miles, this is the perfect opportunity for him because if Tom Holland doesn't come back, at least we have him. Just cast it well. I would say get the kid that was in Goosebumps too. He's a good candidate for Miles Morales because he looks just like him in the cartoon in the Into the Spider-Verse. He's black, so yeah, I think you can do it. Just look him up. He's the kid that was in Goosebumps too. He would be my choice because he's close in age with. He has to be younger than Peter because Miles is not the same age as Peter. He's younger than him. This is a great speech, by the way. Yeah, he has a great speech. Take this stupid costume off of me. You mean the cape? Because he's still wearing the green suit. Yeah, Civil War. They show Civil War and the first Iron Man. I would like to see that. Of course, they put some, like add-ons to the movie, to say that Mysterio was there, even though he wasn't. But oh look who's there, Peter Billingsley. Yes, Ralphie from A Christmas Story. He's in this movie too. To Tony. Yeah, here he goes. Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave. Bunch of scraps. I'm not Tony Stark. Yeah, I love that scene. It was good to see Jeff Bridges again in stock footage. Yeah, I wasn't buying Mysterio being the good guy because I'm like, he's a villain, guys. I know. I saw him in the cartoon. And this worked. It's a villain that uses illusions to screw with people's heads. It was perfect for the MCU. I know they will step up. Give Brie Larson a chance, guys. She will surprise you. She's as human in person as she was on the screen. This movie was better because it didn't have as much controversy. Even though, oh wow, people are afraid of estrogen. Oh, I'm so shocked. Yeah, if your name is Rey Mysterio. To Mysterio. Yeah, Peter Parker. Yeah, this is an Oscar-nominated actor, guys. The guy can act. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Emer Prevost. The guy that was the Helsing 920. But I disagree with you that he was a bad actor. He was only good in Donnie Darko. See him in this movie. See him in Source Code. You would have been surprised. Yes, Prince of Persia sucked, but that would have sucked no matter who was in the lead. Just saying, that movie was a bad Disney live action movie, and I'm sick of those. I'm sick of Aladdin. I'm sick of Lion King. I'm sick of freaking. Uh, what else have they done? Artemis Fowl. Yeah, that movie. This is how you do it right. Take a source material and make it better, not cut out the important parts of the character, like what they did with Artemis. That he's supposed to be a villain, and they made him into a anti-hero. That's a whiny little brat from the UK. Yeah, stupid. And they wonder why that was on Disney Plus and not in theaters. Yeah, because it's not good enough. You have to be good enough. Yeah, because people are not going to accept mediocrity anymore in the theaters. There was too much garbage in January, other than Bad Boys 3. And yeah, we can make choices now. We have streaming. It's the way of the future. We can see what we want on our devices. Yeah. Night Monkey. Yeah. If you're gonna do a source material, do it right. Don't try to act like we're stupid because we're not stupid. We have the source material, guys. We read the books, we read the comics, we read the graphic novels, we've seen the cartoons, we've seen the I don't know, web series. We're not stupid. We know what we're getting into. When Artemis Fowl came out, the books came out years before, and people were reading it when they were kids. I never read them, so I didn't see the film. But we're not stupid. We know what's in the movie and what's not. This is like the opposite of what they did in Spider-Man 2 when he's going to say, I'm Spider-Man, but then he has to show her face at the end. And usually the girls are shocked. I'm like, I don't know why they're shocked because I'm like, it's painfully obvious that Peter is Spider-Man. But in the next movie, when they say, hey, oh, so he's Spider-Man, so there's only one Spider-Man, right? No, but because Into the Spider-Verse introduced a whole bunch of spider people. which can be in this movie too. But all I want to have is Miles. You don't need uh, Spider Gwen. You could possibly put her in that, but you don't need the film noir Spider Man or Spider Ham. Those belong in the cartoon. Just one at a time. Don't put like 5 new characters at once, unless it works. Unless you can make it work. Because this doesn't feel like a Sony movie. It feels like an MCU movie that they're just letting them borrow. Because when they saw Venom, I felt everything. It made my stomach turn. The chat's kind of empty now, but at least I got some comments from Josh, the other Josh, Wolverine, and Tevia, who had to leave early. But at least he left a comment. The other Josh, he can just leave some comments on my video when it's uploaded. This will make up for not doing a video later today because I'm seeing Hamilton. Yeah, and this is he's using motion capture, which is what they use in movies like Avatar. Which that's the only brilliant technology they put in that film. I'm sorry, I'm not talking a lot. I just don't want to talk over everything. This isn't Riff Tracks Live. I wish I was. I would love to make jokes about everything, but we just want to give you Amazon gifts. Yeah, they're basically those drones from Amazon, but with guns. See, that's a motion cap suit. It's cool that this movie had a lot of new tech stuff in it. It was good to see that. Oh, trust me, it did suffer. And not from me, but from other people. Yeah, like I said, they're using drones to kill people. I'm like, that's something different. We didn't see that in the Sam Raimi movies or in the Amazing Spider-Man movies or even Into the Spider-Verse didn't do that because that was more grounded. That was more in New York, and then there was the other the other dimensions and all that. Because if you have a black MJ, I think you can have Miles in this franchise. If they say he feels forced in there, I'm like, he's a big part of Marvel. And Into the Spider-Verse won an Oscar for Best Animated Film. So, yes, I think he's going to be just fine. Just cast him right. Please. See, yes, I'm gonna have some peanuts. I'm gonna eat some protein. I don't want to show any footage because if I show one clip of the film, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, copyright! We're gonna give you a copyright strike," and I don't need that. That's why I'm keeping the sound. Oh, there's shirtless Tom Holland. Yeah, so this dude's ripped. And I'm glad he doesn't just use the black suit for the entire movie. These actors, their reactions to this brother laugh. I know, Peter. You don't have to tell me that. I've read the comics and I've seen the cartoon. A guy that wears a fishbowl on his head is not going to be trusted. Hmm. Hmm. I think that was the train station in Germany, like it looked like they filmed it in the same place as Civil War. But don't quote me on that. And by the way, I saw somebody at Comic Con with that costume. The fans are passionate. Trust me. When it comes to their entertainment, they take it very seriously, especially at Comic Con. Which thankfully, New York Comic Con is not canceled. It's not going to be virtual. They're going to do it, but with limited capacity, which is fine with me. I just want to meet another Power Ranger and possibly Jennifer Connelly. We'll see what happens. Yeah, because the elementals haven't been introduced yet. It's kind of like the fake Mandarin twist, but here it works better because we knew that it was a jokes. When they did a Mandarin twist, people were really, really pissed. I was confused. I wasn't really like angry. I was just like, what? It confused me. I was puzzled the whole time. Oh man. See, this is when Peter gets hit. It's not as tragic as when he's buried in rubble in the first one. These effects look absolutely amazing, by the way. This is what happens when Spidey's on drugs. Mm-hmm. At least this scene wasn't as trippy as the scene in Doctor Strange or in Into the Spider-Verse. At the end, I mean, it wasn't most of the animation. It was just like at the end with all the bing, flashy thing. I can't do it, guys. I don't suffer from seizures, but I don't want to for the first time. You know, because strobe lights in the Rise of Skywalker, they said there were way too many strobe lights, and I don't like strobe lights. Where, you know, there's flashy lights hitting me in the face. Yeah. It's a really good effect. So the fact that this got passed up because of Rise of Skywalker, well, guess what? There isn't a Star Wars movie this year. Hooray! Bootleg Disney rehash trilogy. I got to witness this in the theater. That's his bootleg costume from the first movie. Oh yeah, this is teasing the zombie Avengers. Yeah. So yeah, I told you he's in the movie a lot. You know, the Lion King. If it weren't for you, he'd still be alive. But the good one version, not the remake. He's in a snow globe. That looks cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is when he gets hit with the train. I was shocked. I didn't see that coming. See, Marvel can do unpredictability. We're about 90 minutes in, almost an hour and 21. So, yeah, this came out. This is not an illusion. Oh man, he got hit with an Amtrak train. That was crazy. Like I was like, Peter survived that. If this was a it's basically like a cartoon, but you know, it works. He got hurt. He was banged up. If the hobo got hit with a train, she would probably use the force to make it fly into the air. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's unrealistic and stupid and pandering. He got hit with a freaking train. That should have killed him, or at least he would have been in the hospital. But he's banged up. So Peter's still human. He's not, Superman. Poor kid. I was shocked when I saw that in the theater. Like, what? Now he's in a prison in the Netherlands. Yeah. I would like to go there. Amsterdam, I would go there, not to smoke weed, but to meet the people over there. They're probably nice. I mean, uh, rest in peace, Rugger Hauer. I want to go to your land one day. As long as people are nice over there, I don't want to meet any assholes in Europe or in Asia or Canada or whatever. He's wearing his black suit. That's why Peter needs to get another costume because the black suit is taken. Hmm. Yeah, they are nice. Do you feel like Miles is overrated character? No. I want to see him in the MCU. He's a good character. Granted, I prefer Peter, but it's a good take on the Spider-Man mythos with a new race, a different character that's completely different from Peter. I like that. I think he's just fine. Brukel Lakendijk, Netherlands. Oh, this reminded me of Justice League, the scene where uh what you call it, Clark is in the flower fields. Yeah, it was like that scene, except it's a lot shorter and it looks better. It's a really good looking film. Like this sequel, this is a year old. It came out a year ago in theaters, and it still looks great. Yeah, he saw an adult film and he was underage. Yeah, that's not good. Of course, Tom Holland isn't, but when yeah, Favreau's really great, man. Great actor, great director, producer, writer. I forgive him for The Lion King last year. Disney just hired him because he did Jungle Book, but he did a great job with Mandalorian. Like that will always be his apology for what Kathleen Kennedy did to those 5 movies. It made up for a lot. Not everything, but a lot. That and the Clone Wars cartoon, which yes, I'm rewatching it. It's not as bad as when I first saw it. Oh, this is the Peter speech. It's really emotional stuff. Yeah, he can cry, but he doesn't cry every 5 minutes like poor Tobey Maguire and Garfield, who he cries and he squints like this. It looks terrible. It looks laughable. I know. I've been always thought that Ben really and Miguel O'Hara were more interesting when I read the comics. That's fine. I know you're not Iron Man, Peter. Yeah, nobody can live up to him yet. Yeah, Ben Affleck couldn't even be the Tony Stark of the DC universe. That's why he's gone. You think Robert Pattinson is going to be him? Yeah, suck it. I'm not going to see the Batman. Yeah, I just want to see Miles in the MCU done right because people don't know who Ben Riley or Miguel O'Hara is, and putting an obscure character to the MCU can only work if they do it right. Like with the Eternals, I don't know who they are, so maybe they can introduce me. They can make me love those characters like I did with Guardians. But I would say just put Miles first. Then you can put these characters in Miles' spinoff. That will work. Because to be honest, I never heard of Miguel O'Hara and Ben Riley. I've heard of Miles mostly, him, Peter, and Peter B. Parker, and all that from Into the Spider Verse. And his uncle was in the freaking movie. I want Disney to make a good Fantastic Four movie before they make X Men. Yes, but I don't want to see freaking John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. That's fan casting. I don't care about that. I want a good cast this time. The last one was a decent cast, but the writing just was not there for them. Yep, you keep it low. Da-da-da, da. Yeah, this is when he makes his suit. Yeah, because Fantastic Four, they can do a good movie, but they have to cast it right. Yeah, because the thing is that not only is the is the Fantastic Four an important part of the Marvel universe, but the casting is important because they're supposed to be a family. You can't manufacture a family like they try to do with the rehash trilogy. It's got to be a cast that's close, that works together. And no, not nepotism where it's like a husband and wife duo. No, we don't need that. We need a family, a cinematic family, not manufactured garbage together. That's posing as a family. Because in that 2015 movie, Good God, that was not a family. That was like they only made Johnny Storm black to be diverse and say, "Oh yeah, Sue's adopted because reasons." They're not a family, guys. The people in the MCU are a family. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, they're all a family. They're a cinematic family. That's why we love watching them together. Because even at the KCAs when they did it virtually a few months ago, they were still together on live stream and they're still alive and they're a family. That's what I want to see. A family. I made a cinematic family. Well, uh, a theatrical family, that is. I worked on Little Shop of Horrors when I was in college, and I'm still friends with those people to this day, most of them. And we're a family. We're always going to have that niche. We're always going to have that bond, no matter how much time has passed. Here we go. The scene in London. There's Mysterio, and we're about an hour and a half in, and I'm not bored. People will argue that Miles is in the comics is unoriginal and too similar to Peter, but yeah, but I do like his story. That he has his dad is a cop and his uncle is a thief. It's interesting to me. That just interests me, and also that he has a love interest that's a different race than him. We didn't get that in the MCU yet. Well, in these films we did, but I'm saying like they didn't make Pepper Potts black or Asian or Latina or something like that, or Hope. They got a Canadian. I love that, but she's white still. But yeah, anyway, I want to see Miles. If Miles works in the MCU, you can introduce new characters. Marvel can make any obscure character badass. They just put in the recent Spider-Man cartoon. I know some people are not a fan of it, but I am. They put Moon Knight. I never thought in a million years Moon Knight would ever be in anything in Marvel related besides the comics, and he was in the cartoon, and he's awesome. So I think they can do it. DC couldn't even do a good Birds of Prey movie. They made it the Harley Quinn show, made it R rated because Joker was R rated and made $1 billion, and it flopped. What do you have to say about that, guys? But it's a good movie because Harley Quinn shows her ass and she curses and she bashes men in over the head with a freaking mallet. Yeah, no man bashing my ass. She does it. She kills men with her mallet. And it has an undertone of, yeah, men suck in this movie because to be with them is to be a slave to them. No, it's not. My friend Josh just likes the movie. It's fine. It's a DC movie, but it failed. Admit it. It was a failure. Critically, yes, it was a thumbs up, but financially, it bombed. This did not, because it didn't insult us with feminism or male chauvinism. It did what it had to do. Have you read any Alpha Flight comics? I have a bunch of them in my house. I need to read them because I've heard some just that there's a lot of good source material I can read before the next MCU movie because Black Widow's coming out in about 4 months. It was supposed to be like 2 months ago, but this whole COVID-19 thing was just a horrible mistake. Hopefully, nothing like this happens again. This was planned. I'm telling you, this is planned. This was planned all along because something like this will not happen. Why didn't this happen 10 years ago? Because again, people were nicer then. Now, yeah, This costume's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. They left the bus. I've heard of the Alpha Flight comics. I do want to read them. The witches are back. I love that Power Rangers line. That made me smile in the theater. Like I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I want a good Power Rangers movie, guys. The last one was atrocious. I was so bored, and the characters were not. They were lifeless, and they were just too foreign for me and just dull. And Rito sucked in the movie. It was Elizabeth Banks with freaking big nails, being a cartoon, and the fight at the end was way too Transformers for me. Moon Knight also appeared in Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. I think I've heard that, and I love that game. Also, the Spectacular Spider-Man TV shows are better than the recent Spider-Man cartoon. That's fine. I'm just watching it because it's the only thing on Disney XD right now. It's not on Disney Plus right now, so I have to watch something. Guardians of the Galaxy, the cartoon, just ended last year or earlier this year, and Avengers has been over for years. And Big Hero 6 is on hiatus, which I do love that show. That to me is like the better Teen Titans show than the Teen Titans Go, because they're basically like the Teen Titans, just for Marvel. The Joint Force is like the Power Rangers. That's great. The Joint Forces like the Power Rangers. The Ultimate Spider-Man TV show should have been a Deadpool series. Yeah, it should have been. But Fox pulled the plug on that when they were like, no, Disney owns it, so you're not going to ever do Deadpool for kids. Even though DC did a R-rated, like, mature rated Harley Quinn cartoon, which to me is mean spirited. I don't know why they had to make that bloody and, oh, she's a bisexual. Oh, that freaking kills me. First, they make Batwoman a lesbian, and then have to make uh, Harley Quinn a freaking bisexual. Why? Because that's adult. No, it's not. It's stupid. There it is. That's awesome. I haven't had any technical issues. That's good. Well, because I just turned the computer on 2 hours ago. Yeah. Yeah, people were clapping. Dun, 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 dun. Do you think Daredevil works better as a TV series or as a movie? It could work for both. It just I only saw the Daredevil pilot on Netflix, and I still like the director's cut of the first movie. I know people were like, "Oh, it's terrible," but I liked what they were going for, at the time. But I think with an R rating and you make Daredevil awesome again, I think it can work either way. The Netflix show just didn't last long because of the snap and the Disney deals. Because Disney's going to do their own Marvel shows on Disney Plus. These effects are great. Yeah. For the post credit scene, I'm going to skip to the end after the first one. The zinger, the best zinger since Iron Man. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. These visual effects look amazing. They really do. And yeah, it's a lot of CG, but it's the money's on the screen, guys. Yeah, they finally said Captain Marvel in a Marvel movie. The theatrical cut of Daredevil was pretty bad, but the director's cut is a whole different story. Yeah, it's violent, it's R-rated, and it doesn't feel forced. They do have some silly things in it, like Bullseye's still a lame villain because he has a freaking target on his head, and it's Colin Farrell being over the top with a leather jacket from the Matrix. I'm like, yeah, he looks more like a Matrix villain. Give him the costume from the comics. It can work, guys. Bullseye doesn't look like a Matrix knockoff. He has a freaking mask and he has color. I saw the designs on Google search. He wears a costume, not a freaking Matrix. Yeah, this movie has a lot of technology in it, which is great because I'm a person that uses tech, but I don't use it every single second of my life, guys. I do have a life outside of technology as well, like walking. That's always good, and also, uh, going to the theater and uh, doing yoga on my Wii Fit and all that. Yeah, got to stay in shape. Summer's coming. It's still in the air. As the red capes are coming, yeah. Do you consider Wolverine an anti-hero, superhero, or tragic hero? He's mostly all three because anti-hero because he doesn't follow the rules. He's a superhero because he does help the X-Men, and then the tragic because he dies in Logan, and he has a tragic backstory about what they did to his body and everything. I hope that music doesn't come out of my video, but hopefully not because it's not my idea. That's music from outside, so I don't want to mute it because I want you guys to hear me talking because that's kind of the point of why I do a live commentary so I can show you guys what I care about in this movie. That's good. MJ got a scene for herself. That's cool. That didn't work. Yeah, you're not Captain America. Yeah, there's like a thousand drones. And this was different. It's not a copy of Spider-Man 2. He's not, fighting Doc Ock on a clock tower or on a train. It's something different. He gets hit with a train, but that's about it. Run, Peter. And if anybody says that Black Widow sucks, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. I waited almost a year for it. Well, pretty much. It was supposed to come out in May, then it got pushed to summer. Now it got pushed to fall. So I can wait. It's only 4 months. I'll make it. I'm feeling a lot better now. I took an allergy pill last night, and I'm not as congested now. So I look good. Yeah, that's awesome. Peter in the air flying. Dun, 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 dun. It's very entertaining, this movie. Really entertaining stuff. That was awesome. Yeah. And it was good that this is Peter's movie where Tony is around a lot, but he's not like lecturing him. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. 7 people are watching it right now. Good. Watch this on YouTube when it's on YouTube in a little bit. Once the movie is over, I'm gonna skip the end credit scene and get to right to the nitty gritty because I was gonna film my reaction at the theater, but unfortunately my phone clanked out. So hey, John, besides the original Star Wars trilogy and Star Trek movies, have you ever heard of Mass Effect? Yes, I've heard of the Mass Effect games. I think that or Dead Space would make good movies if they do it right because I would love a Spider-Man tan. That was great. That made me laugh hard in the theater. Have you played Last of Us 2? No, I don't have a PS4, and I'm not really interested. I know people said it's amazing, but I don't know. I think one of the protagonists is a lesbo, and I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. Not for me, guys. My games are for entertainment, not to pander to a group. Sorry. The first one had that, and I'm like, it's not needed. The last new game I played was on the Switch. I'm playing Pokemon Shield. That's more my kind of a game. Even that game has a undertone of one of the characters is named Rose, and it's a guy. Yeah, need I say more? Oh, this scene is awesome. Now, when I seen this in the theater, was a blast. Where the screen goes dark and he's using night vision, it's just freaking awesome. Did you see the extended cut for this movie? Extended cut? Yeah. This is basically like a video game fight scene, like in Arkham Asylum or something like that. But it looks really cool. Or the 2004, the PS4 game. There's an extended cut for this movie. I don't remember that. I just have this. There is a short here, Peter's to-do list, which I'm probably going to watch sometime. I did see the extended cut for Spider-Man 2. The director's cut is on the Blu-ray, so I got to watch it for the first time a few years ago. It's good. I like that they added some new scenes and it was funny. I still prefer the theatrical cut, but it was good to see the other scenes. Oh, my legs hurt. I've been sitting for too long, but I'm gonna get up soon. So, and thanks for leaving your comments in the comment section, guys, because I read all the comments as fast as I can because I'm by myself here. I'm not doing this with anybody else. You saw his voice cracked. Your voice cracked. Did you see the Spider-Man 3 director's cut? No, I haven't. I don't have the Spider-Man 3 on Blu-ray. I need to get it for someday. I heard that the assembly cut or whatever it was, that it's okay, but it still doesn't fix every problem in the movie. I still have it on DVD, but I do want to see it sometime. Probably get it cheap on Amazon. And the fight was, short and sweet. It didn't need to be like, 30 minutes long because you couldn't top the end fight at the end of the end game. That was just mind blowing. How many heroes were on screen? I wonder if Peter Billingsley is going to come back. Wait, so who's your favorite comic book character? One of them is Iron Man, and the other is Spider Man. So when I saw them together in Endgame, that really made me smile. And DC wise, it's Batman. Second favorite is Flash because I really love the Flash. I want my Flash movie, DC. Don't delay it, please. I waited so long. It's broken. In terms of DC, is Batman and Jason Todd's Red Hood. Yeah, that's fine. It's just I have a connection with the Flash because I love the character since I was a kid, and I always thought he would make a great character to put in a movie by himself, where it's not a Justice League movie. That's why he was one of the bright spots of Justice League. I want to see more of that. Just do it right. I really like it. I know we knew that, Peter. We knew that in the first one, at the end of the first one. Yes, an awkward kiss, but it's a cute little kiss. It's not a kiss that comes out of nowhere, like in Rise of Skywalker, where the hobo is kissing Kylo Ren. Why? I have no idea. That just there was no build up for that. I'll say because the Joker movie from 2019 didn't even have Batman in it, but it wasn't his story. It was Joker's story, and it worked. I'm gonna do a commentary on that hopefully, but I need to get the movie on digital. If not, then I'll just watch. I'll stream it somewhere because I really love that Joker movie so much, man. It was not a superhero movie; it was a comic book movie, dark and gritty, but it worked. Wait, did MJ die when Thanos snapped? No, she didn't die. She's still here. She's still here. And when she finds out that there's another Spider-Man, they're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, there's more of you?" Yeah, there's more. We're almost done, guys. I will show. I'll see the first reaction to the first scene, which, by the way, in the theater, people clapped when there's a cameo here that we wanted to see since Spider-Man 3. Logan and Joker weren't really superhero movies. No, but they were comic book movies because the Joker is part of Batman's lore, and Logan was basically, a Wolverine movie, but it felt more like a drama, like an action drama. But it worked. It worked. They both worked. I mean, they both got Oscar nominations, and Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for his acting, and he deserved it. That was well earned, no matter what people thought of the movie. Uh, sorry about the music outside. It's the day before 4th of July, so but at least there's no fireworks right now. And unlike the ending of Amazing Spider-Man 2, where there's a zinger, but it never leads to anything. Because you know why it never leads to anything? Because we didn't care about the journey. Him fighting the Rhino at the end was a stupid. That was in the trailer, and that's the last shot of the movie. Yeah, blow me, Sony, for that. I thank you for this, for giving Marvel the chance to make better Spider-Man movies. Don't text and swing. Yeah, exactly. There's the bus. I miss Manhattan. I haven't gone to Manhattan since last year. There's the parachute suit thing. East 41st Street. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. The movie's actually under 2 hours without the end credits. Short and sweet, guys. It didn't need to be 3 hours. There it is. John Watch, you did a great job, man. And Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, they did a good job. It's a great sequel. I love it. It was my second favorite movie of 2019. I won't even have something like that because this year, let me skip a little bit of it. Wait, hold on. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now, yeah, the zinger, guys. This is how they can introduce Miles. Channing Tatum has potential to be a work. Here's the post-credit scene. It's about 3 minutes after the movie ended. No one saw this coming. Everybody in the theater was like, "What?" This I didn't see coming. He does the Deadpool face. It's the Deadpool face because him and Deadpool are a lot alike when you think about it. Except Deadpool breaks the fourth wall a lot more. They wear the same colors. There he is. Yes, J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons, bald, but he's still. It was great to see him back, man. I clapped in the theater because again, nostalgia. Yep, here's another blockbuster. I love this. This is great. Spiderman name Peter Parker. That was great. That nobody saw it coming. That was the best zinger since the first Iron Man. Let me skip this. Okay. And then let me keep it low. Yeah, I'll just leave it here 2 minutes. I don't want to fast forward too much. This is a scene with the at the end, the second zinger, which was not as powerful. I thought they were going to put Miles in it. I was like, when is Miles going to show up? When is Miles going to show up? But no, he doesn't show up. But he will really soon. Yeah, it was filmed parts in England. I know, New York. Uh, merchandise courtesy of Lucasfilm. Well, the original Star Wars. Well, with thanks to the this is all the people because I don't want to see. I don't have to sit through the entire credits. If I have the digital, I can skip the end credits. I don't want to waste too much of your time, guys. But anyway, thanks for watching my live stream. I'm going to be shutting down soon. Watch this on YouTube. Share it with your friends and keep watching these movies, guys. They're worth your time. This is not on Disney Plus. Remember that because it's a Sony property still. So you won't be watching this on Disney Plus unless they can come up with a deal. That's why the Sam Raimi movies are not there either, or the Amazing Spider-Man movies, or the Incredible Hulk from Paramount in 2008. They really should come up with a thing so that all the Marvel movies are on the streaming service on Disney Plus. Spider-Man: Far From Home, John Wick, Chapter 3, Joker, Captain Marvel, Shazam, Avengers were my favorite movies of 2019, and so far, nice to see J.K. Simmons. Yeah. Also on that list, I would put uh, Dragon Ball Super Brawly. That was on my list. What was another one? Godzilla King of the Monsters. I know a lot of people hated it, but I didn't. Sorry. Uh, yeah, this was a shocker too that they were aliens the whole time. They were the Skrulls. The whole thing was fake. Yeah, you got an Australian guy as an alien. Well, that's kind of cool. Hey, it's the best thing Ben Mendelsohn has ever done because when he plays a villain, it just doesn't work for me. This is leading up to Captain Marvel 2 because they're going to probably come back. Even though they didn't show Brie Larson, she's coming back, guys. She's not going anywhere. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but Brie Larson isn't going to leave the MCU anytime soon. Not Corona or any disaster in this world will stop her from being Captain Marvel again. So, in your face, you stupid virus, you worthless thing. Well, this is the end credits, yeah. Nick Fury was on vacation the whole time. See? Twists and turns, and it's not a Shyamalan twist. Yep, back to work. Got to work on that sequel to Captain Marvel that's going to come out very soon in 2 years. Can't wait to see you again, Brie. I love you, girl. There we go. Yep. And that's the movie. Dedicated with love and thanks to Stan Lee. Yeah, rest in peace, Stan Lee. I miss you, sir. I miss your cameo here. With love and Steve Ditko. S. Ditko. We'll all miss you. Well, that's the end of the movie, guys. Love this movie. It's one of my favorites of last year. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time on 4th of July. So, live stream coming tomorrow with my friend Josh. We're doing Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. See ya. End the broadcast? Yes, end the broadcast.